Today I want to talk about the discomfort of change and why the mind wants to always pull you back. So let's start. Okay, yeah, change sounds good, right? I mean, at the time we talk about it, but living through it and acting upon it can feel a little bit uneasy. You know, it's not our comfort zone. Yeah, I think it can take you out of your comfort zone, and it's not because we can't do it. It's because our brain is wired to pull us back to the known. And even if that known hasn't been working for years, it still wants to pull you back. Sure, okay. Well, I will give 4 reasons why your brain does this and what you can actually do about it, and what I've done. And let's see. Okay, so survival wiring, the fact is that your brain is built to look for problems before they even happen. That's just how humans survived. But today, it's just overthinking, really. Yeah. So I'll give you an example. Let's say a new job, a first date gives you a spark. You make something that's a big business decision. Anything that your brain sends off triggers in preparation for the what ifs, right? You go through a what if. It's like an anticipation, and it's just trying to prepare you, even though nothing is happening in the present moment. Okay, so there's a good example. So the value I see in that is, instead of trying to control it, like I once upon a time used to do, and I still do at times. You're not perfect. You can't be perfect every day and try and control everything. It's not about that. It's about calling it out, and then also controlling what you can control and what you can't control. So in these examples that I'm going to give, I've done this myself before. Standing up in a meeting, in a room full of people, can always be a little bit daunting. And I've just told myself, all right, this is just my survival wiring, not my reality, okay? So naming it, for me, definitely reduces the weight it carries. So without labeling it, and then having the thoughts start spiraling, and then just shifts your whole well-being. So yeah, that's one thing I do. It does reduce any fear, any anxiety, or in my case, pressure to perform. But the moment I call it out, it feels like it just loses power. I don't know, something happens, but I feel like it's not owning me, and I can focus on showing up instead of getting lost in the I can't mess this up type of loop. Yeah, even though you know your craft and you may be very well versed in your craft and competent, but there's always that, have I prepared? You know what I'm saying? You want to go in and deliver, and you want to feel good afterwards, of course. So that's one example on how I process and deal with that type of situation. The other one there is, another example here is the dopamine trap. And what I mean by that is, dopamine doesn't just show up when you achieve something. It gets released when you anticipate success, and that's why you feel like a natural boost, at the beginning. But when the results don't come fast, the dopamine tends to drop off, and that same circuit, that same feeling, leaves you a little bit stressed, maybe a little bit disappointed. It's not the same effect. And so examples of that is, I've started new routines where the first week felt amazing. you have this direction, you have purpose, you have structure, and now I've got this new routine. It feels great, right? Gives you good energy, optimism, motivation, and yeah, people sense that, especially family and loved ones, friends. But as time progresses, the week 1, 2, 3 start to go by, you're still pretty much in a good groove. But nothing big has changed yet. And little doubt can creep in. So let's say, for example, the gym, this is a good one. Anything that's health related is a good one. People join, let's say, a new health routine, whatever that may be. Doesn't have to be the gym. And they feel great the first week. Some quit. Some become a bit inconsistent, and then as time goes by, it's that the scale doesn't move straight away. You're not receiving. I expected a little bit more, and that's the trap, is expectation. So, you see yourself. We brush your teeth every morning, right? And put on your clothes, or hey, hit the scale. But whatever system you have, each day you might have a little bit of doubt creep in. And I think another factor that goes aligned with that is why I'm using this is dieting. You can eat so well for a week, and as they say, you eat clean, but you want to see some change. Hey, I'm putting in the work here, and I'd like to see some change, but I'm not noticing anything. And when you don't see, I don't mean a drastic result. I mean just as in, you want to see a shift in, oh yeah, that sort of feeling, I guess. And when you don't see that, again, a little bit of doubt, a little bit of frustration, depending how you're built, personality. That crash isn't proof you can't do it. It's just dopamine letting you down, because you're not getting that feel-good sort of feeling. So the value I take away from that, the key is not to chase that first high at the beginning. You focus on showing up today, not the big payoff. For myself personally, when I go to the gym now, I don't think about 3 months from now, or I say to myself, okay, just finish just get through today's session. That's what matters. Get through it. And there's times where I haven't fully got through it for whatever those reasons are. Not feeling that great. And I tend to push myself, mentally push through it, and that later that evening, paid the price. And the next day, just feel run down. I think, okay, was that really worth it? Because we get so caught up in the, pushing through, getting that expectation. And so that for me, it's not about pushing to that level and saying to myself, okay, obsessing over being in shape. I asked, did I eat well today? As I was saying, if I didn't, look, it's not the end of the world. You have to live, you have to enjoy life, but keep it balanced. Maybe it's an age thing, I don't know. But for me, it really is about just balance, keeping it balanced. And that doesn't mean I'm quitting. No, it's just because the natural dopamine boost wore off, doesn't mean I stop. I just show up, keep it going. Hey, as I said, I wasn't at my best today, didn't get through it, didn't eat as great today. Maybe I went out with the guys this weekend. Maybe you caught up with the family, whatever that may be. Maybe you caught up with the girlfriend, the wife, the husband, doesn't matter. There's always things that matter. And I'm a big believer in that, is keeping it real, keeping it balanced, because we know what matters. Yeah. A third one, okay. Let me think here. I said I would give 4, so I think a good one would be to focus on the ego's identity. The ego, it ties your worth to results, and if you win, you feel like, hey, I've succeeded, I've climbed a mountain here. Feels good, feels great. But if you don't succeed, and it could feel like you're gonna let yourself down, and may even let others down, and that can feel worse. So yeah, not a cool feeling. But if you don't succeed, then that change threatens that identity, because the outcomes aren't guaranteed. That's a fact. And the examples I've taken away from here is I've felt this at work. You know, when I've accomplished a project successfully, and you know, I felt great. I felt on top of the world. At the end of the week, it feels good. It really sets the tone for the weekend. But when a project didn't reach that sort of pinnacle, that success that I hoped for, myself and my team, I definitely don't feel that great. Yeah, I feel flat, start questioning myself, and that's the ego attaching identity to the results. And the same thing shows up in relationships across the board. And you know, when things aren't going well, hey, you don't feel as confident, do you? But when things are going well, your self-esteem feels really good. You feel like the man. So yeah, it's you know, when you feel like you're not showing up, or it can creep in that you feel that you're not enough, or you're somehow failing short. It's that ego tying worth to the outcomes. Yeah, it's a trap. It's easy to get caught into, but look, I always say this on my videos, it's not about perfection, it's not about changing who you are, it's just identifying so it doesn't take over, and it'll just simmer things down a little. A fourth one. If I'm to think of something that's aligned with all of this, I think it's conditioning from society is a big one there. Yeah. So from school right through to entering into the working world, and you know, we've been taught that worth equals performance, grades, promotions, look, anything that is all outcome based. And that conditioning can run deep and be very much instilled in us. It's what we know, what we've learned. So examples here is something that I'm very aware of is, as kids, you know, a lot of us weren't praised for our effort. You know, it's about the grade or the report card. That sticks with you. And even as adults, you can give your all to something, but if the results don't show, it can be looked at different ways. Maybe maybe you're not a good fit for the role, or maybe it is deemed upon as a lack of effort, or maybe you're simply not good enough. You know, these things definitely start to creep into our thoughts. And if you're the one analyzing yourself, you can end up really picking yourself apart so much that it just starts to take a toll over time and builds up. And you can definitely put yourself in a state where it's not only affecting your professional life but also your personal life. You're not even aware of it. You can feel what's going on, but as I've always done is just got on with it. Tomorrow's a new day, just get on with it. And although it's a good attitude, it doesn't address it. Yeah, doesn't address it. So, I look at that one as a quite a significant one. The more you analyze, the more you start asking, where could I have been better? Where did I go wrong? That one is a little bit more stronger, because you really are segregating yourself into where did I go wrong. So until eventually it feels like failure. So it can definitely take you down a path which is a little bit of self-sabotage there that's going on, even if it wasn't failure, even if you didn't succeed to that level, or even if you didn't complete what you needed to complete. So I don't want to say predominantly failure. It's just enough to put you on that edge of, I didn't make it, I didn't deliver. Yeah. So the value I've had to redefine success for myself, because I'm very driven, I'm very focused, and I'll just keep going. But now I ask myself, did I act with integrity today? Did I follow through? And those are results too. So even if nobody praises you for them or says, hey, great, good effort, good job, or even if nothing is said at all, that just keeps me grounded. Instead of letting outside judgment or self-criticism just start eating away at me. Yeah. So those 4 areas, the survival wiring, the dopamine trap there, the ego's identity, and last one, conditioning from society. I think those are great examples of this video, which is based on the discomfort of change and why the mind pulls you back when it's not comfortable. Yeah, so the key thing here is what I take away and what I look at for myself, and I hope this bit of inspiration is projected out to viewers, is when you do feel pulled back into fear or overthinking or while trying to change, it doesn't mean you're incapable. Okay? That's most important. Everyone is capable. It's your nervous system responding to uncertainty, pushing you back into what feels safe. It's a hardwired pattern in the brain, designed for safety, not for growth or evolving. Yeah. So, all right, that's where I'll leave it for today. In the next one, I think what I'll do is I'll keep building on this. I really love this sort of areas in my role, in my career. It's I'm in a leadership role, and I love what I do. Work for a great company, but at the same time, I'm very mindful of my own style, my own actions, and how to manage myself, not just my team members. Yeah, but I think we keep building on this and share more examples and things I've learned that might help viewers out there along the way, yourself. So yeah, let's pick it up next time, and we'll go from there, and see you then. Okay.